And welcome everyone to our episode 2, I guess.
Yeah, number 2, week 2.
As you guys see, we kind of did a little updating. We got you guys what we're looking at. You know, a couple people came to us and said, "Hey, you're looking at what?"
Yeah.
So, pretty much when we're looking above you guys, or what you guys think we're looking to the ceiling, now you can see what we're looking at right here. We got a nice little PowerPoint. We're finishing up the Eastern Conference today. For me personally, I think it's not really a big deal. It's kind of almost the same, a little bit different.
Yeah.
Bauer thinks he
I don't know,
did research and he can't believe what's
it'd be
going on.
a lot of moves in this East and the Metropolitan. I don't know. It'll be about the same. I'd say probably rank wise, but there's a lot of guys that are moving around all the teams, so it'll be interesting. We'll see.
So yeah,
and it's my team is also we're going over. So
yeah, I tell him, dude, hey, you love him, you gotta represent him. Don't be biased. You be biased as much as possible. Don't worry about it. So we're gonna jump right into it, starting with the New York Rangers, number 1 President's Trophy winners of last year. Record is 55, 23-4 with 114 points. Of course, they made the playoffs. Home record is a 30-11. No overtime losses. That's crazy.
That's good.
Away 25-12-4. Power play and PK both ranked 3rd overall. They went out and got Riley Smith from the Pens. He was only there for like that.
I think that year.
I don't even know if it was a full year. He was in Vegas. He won a cup with the Vegas Golden Knights a couple years back. But anyways, Rangers picked him up for a 5th-round draft pick. They also extended Capo for 1 year, and also, I guess, re-signed Ryan Lindgren to 1 year as well. And then, as you can see, I have Matt Rempe with question mark. We'll get into that here in a little bit. But Rangers, they're looking tough already again, and I think they're gonna be up there. I think for me, I think I got them ranked still number 1.
I don't see them kind of going down from what they were playing like last year. They bring back pretty much their whole team.
Yeah,
they had with last year.
They bring back their team, then they bring another solid veteran.
Yeah,
and then you can't go their 1-2 goalie punch is unbelievable.
Yeah,
you got
it's just Igor comes back and has another stellar season again, like last season. It's playoff lock easily.
Yeah. So both him and Quick, yes, only had 26 games, but they both 9-1, 9-1-2. Save percentage is crazy. Got both winning records. So, yeah, I think the big thing is Igor, I believe, needs a big extension.
Igor, and then
so
that one, for sure, get him locked in for the long term.
Yep, there's a lot of teams out there too that if he does go to free agency, I don't blame him. I guess there's a lot of teams that would probably pay big bucks for this guy.
Yeah.
So, but again, I would not be surprised to see an extension happening sometime early on in the year.
I think the biggest obstacle for the New York is probably the Trouba.
Yeah.
Is getting over Trouba, all the drama that happened with him in the offseason, with them talks of basically wanting to get rid of him. And then nothing for the last 1 month or 2. And then now he's still their captain, still on the ice, no word on if they're letting him go, signing him, whatever they're doing with him. They haven't addressed anything that's happened, and it's just I feel like that's not good for the organization, especially as him. Anything he does, it's going to be looked at, no matter good or bad. Yeah. And the fans are going to be on him no matter what he does. That's a lot of pressure on somebody, especially your captain, who's got a lead. He's got outside noise, inside noise. You got to alleviate something for him. Do you think? I mean,
I honestly I don't know what the whole complaint is about him. I don't. Is it all fan base?
For the most part, yeah. What? I mean, yeah, it's just from the dirty hits. It's just kind of how it is. But every team mostly has a guy like that.
Yeah.
And so you hate him now, but when he's on your team, you like the guy.
Yeah.
And so there's so many other players that we have. On my team, we have Wilson, who's like that.
Yeah.
I'll defend the guy now, but if he's on another team, I hate him. You know. But as an organization, as him being your captain, wearing the C, I don't know. I feel like they're doing him pretty dirty as of right now, unless they need to come out with a statement or release something.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, again, I think the Rangers have they got a couple guys that can probably take that toughness.
Kreider, their assistant, he could be the captain too.
Yeah, so you know,
You must see something in Truba. Must be a great leader. He has to be a good leader
Yeah.
to still continue with the C.
yeah, you know, I don't know. I guess point wise, I'm not exactly sure where he's at, but again, even point wise, you go down, you know, their assistant captain, say, how do you say the last name?
Kreider.
No, not Kreider. The last name, Sebastian.
Oh, Zibanejad. Yes.
There you go.
Yes.
So he has 72 points,
Yes.
and that's the lowest out of their top guys.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Adam Fox, 73. Kreider is 75. Trocheck 77, and then Panarin at 120. Like, come on,
Red man.
Yeah. So you can't go wrong with that lineup as of right there. That's your top line plus, more. So I don't know if Trouba, if the fans aren't happy maybe with his production, but if it's just the hitting, I'm like, I'd rather have a guy. If you have a guy on the ice that people are like afraid to get hit by, that's the guy you want on your team.
I mean, yeah, like, of course. And then but there's obviously the fans mostly probably are thinking of like that's gonna hurt our team, penalties, suspensions, conducts like that. Obviously, that's gonna hurt a team. But I still, it's a weird situation in New York. Just revolving around that. Yeah. If they just fix that, and they can forget about that and move on past it, then the season's locked in. And
I think
easily number one.
I think we watched Empty Netters and a video, and they said they need to address this in at least 2 months.
Yeah.
Either get rid of him or management needs to come out and say, hey,
we have your back.
This is our guy.
Yeah. Like we're keeping him. You guys can deal with that. Whatever you got, however you fans feel. But we as an organization are going with him as our captain.
So they need to figure that out, and they need to do it quick.
Yeah.
Looking at their lines, Panarin, Trocheck, and Lafreniere, those guys, great. Even their third line is deadly. And as you can see in their fourth line, this is where that Matt question mark comes along.
Yeah.
Right now you have Johnny. I've read plenty of reports saying that Matt needs to prove himself.
Yeah.
He does not have a lock position. He's gained some muscle, it sounded like, this year. He worked a lot on his shot. And
after we were watching the preseason game prior here, and they were talking about how he worked out with Chris Kreider all summer.
Yep.
Gaining the 15 pounds, working on his conditioning, skating, his puck handling, and all that.
Yep.
So I think, great. This is a make or break year for him.
And so, and that's even if he gets in, he needs to have a good preseason, and so he needs to step up hard and show him that what he went through this summer is good.
Yeah.
So, Matt Rempe, you need to work hard, buddy. And
look to see him maybe get a little more playing time, maybe to help work
even
out.
If
the preseason's probably going to be the biggest thing to say how much playing time he gets, for games.
I don't honestly. I was thinking about this. I'm like, if Rangers could just bite this bullet and be like, we're just gonna have him on. He might not be what we want, but he's gonna
so
sell.
Big.
The thing is,
huge.
I'm thinking like management wise,
owner
wise, he's gonna sell out seats.
Yeah,
because they know, hey, he's on the ice. There might be a fight breaking out.
Yeah,
and fights are a big thing now.
Yeah,
and I love it.
Yeah,
it's part of hockey, and it's coming back. And even with these younger guys, they want to keep it going. So,
oh yeah. Well, yeah, because that's their protection.
Yeah, so just think of like this is helping not just the Rangers, but the whole NHL, and then every team they play against. People will be like, "Hey, I know this Mad guy plays for this team."
Yeah.
And there's probably gonna be a fight that's gonna break out.
Yeah, he's one to look out for.
So I don't know, man.
Being a big body, you just throw him in the middle of the net. Just let him screen that goalie.
I do know even with the Rangers, their projected line right now could be totally different. They were also talking about this Hathaway, I believe his name is. He has some crazy highlights of the game before tonight, and he was hitting people, just decking them, and it looked like he was having a fun time. They said if he keeps performing well, he could have a spot too.
Yeah.
So
that's Rangers are that physical team.
Yeah.
Big physical team. That's what helps make that big playoff, that deep playoff push.
Yeah, and they definitely need to figure that one out. So
it's their identity.
But other than that, everything here, like this is the complete team. You have at least a good solid 3 lines, and I think that in the NHL, I can say it in like high school, 3 lines is crazy, but in the NHL it's even more crazy because your top 2 lines don't have to play, the 18, 15 minute time of ice. They can go down to that, that 12 to 15 range, not the 15, 18 range. they can go down. They might get that if power plays and penalty kills.
Helps
but
for legs for the third
yeah,
period.
exactly.
Keeps
So
fresh.
So yeah, Rangers, man. I don't know if there's really any big loophole.
Yeah. Biggest weakness or their biggest takeaway, I guess, is Trouba.
It's Trouba.
It's really, honestly.
Yeah. Hopefully Trouba, that whole situation get handled quickly.
Yeah.
So, other than that, next up is Carolina Hurricanes, ranked
Busy.
number. Yeah, they're very busy, and I think for the good and for bad.
Yeah.
Anyways, 3 overall. Last year, 52, 23, and 7 with 111 points. Made the playoffs, of course. 27, 10, and 4 at home, and 25, 13, and 3 away. Number 2nd in the power play. Number 1 on the PK.
Yeah.
This is one strong team for sure, dude. They always have been. I'm a little worried. Teravainen is gone. Went to Chicago, and Fast, who's one of their big guys, one of their top guys, he's out for the season.
Yep. They also lose Kuznetsov, who goes to the KHL.
Yep. And they do pick up some guys on defense. They actually did lose Brady Shrek, I believe. He went to Nashville.
Yeah.
He signed with Nashville, so that was a bit.
They
that
lost
really
a defensive
surprised me.
pairing. I know that, and they made up for it with the Gostosphere signing.
Yeah, and Sean Walker.
And Sean Walker, yes.
And they signed Slavin.
And then they lost also Jake Gensel.
Yep, Jake Gensel.
He was only with them only about less than half the season, but he's still. That's a big name. That's a big player. That's hard to, to bring other guys in to replace. How do you replace that?
So,
they signed a lot of other guys.
Yeah. Aho is gonna be your top guy. He's their leader.
Jarvis signed an extension, 8 years.
And Martin, I believe, did too. Both great
guys. Yeah, Nikas did as a restricted free agent. He agreed.
Yep. So,
they lock in their core guys.
Yes, they do.
Extend them.
I think what you got, Freddie Anderson. He's not terrible, and I think they're going with.
Kochekov.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ramirez. Looks like him and Frederick will be.
Yeah. Frederick, his numbers look great. Only played 16
He was
games.
hurt
he
too.
needs to stay healthy.
Yeah, that's their biggest thing. He's old though. 34 years old, I believe he is. He's getting up there.
Yeah, that's my scary part of it is
their goaltending is kind of their biggest downfall.
Yep. So that's
Ronta retired.
Yep.
He's gone now.
So, yeah, I don't know. I don't know if they have a goalie in the prospect pool at all, but
they just have a lot of I don't know. Their lineup isn't there's not just you have Aho as their superstar.
Yep.
But and then Svechnikov, is kind of on the same thing. So, but for the most part, everybody they mesh well. That team meshes really well. They play really well together. Yep. And it's not just one guy going out and getting over 100 points. Everybody kind of contributes for the most part. That's what makes them, I'd say, a dangerous team is the depth that they have.
Even with, we don't have it on the other slide, but William Carrier, he was from Las Vegas.
Big signing, yeah.
He signed, and he's a solid fourth line, even a third liner. That's even more impressive.
I think they signed too Roslovac.
I think so too.
And then Tyson Jost they brought in as well.
So they're bringing back a lot of guys. Again, Fast was probably going to be ranked up there in their high second, third line, and that's
a big loss.
It is a big loss.
That's a hurtful loss, especially right before the season.
Yeah, but I love their defense. I really do.
After losing their defensive pairing that they did, that Orlov last year was third line, I believe, from the Caps. And I know, I like Orlov, and I know how good he can be as a defenseman, as an offensive defenseman. And so he's going to move up in that line, probably to the second line. So he's going to get more of an important role, more ice time. He's been relied on a little bit more. So that's a little upgrade for them. And he's pairing up with Sean Walker.
And I love Walker. Walker's the king guy. He knows how to play. He actually came from the Avalanche this last year for them, but never mind. I'm thinking of a different team. Slavin, Brett Burns. I think
Gossip's coming. He was their big Detroit's big defense point getter from last year. He was their top one for defense and for points. Him coming over, that's definitely going to help out.
Dude, that surprises. Yeah.
I don't. Yeah.
I wasn't expecting. I thought was going to stay. Maybe I guess they knew that they were going to sign the Red Wings are going to sign their big defenseman that they wanted, Schneider.
Yeah, Moet Schneider.
And
Because
so-
Schneider only had, I think, 14 less points than
Yeah.
Gostisbehere last year.
Yeah, but that's still going to be if he can bring that to these
Yeah.
guys, that helps out a lot, especially on the third line.
Yeah.
Man, that's going to be
You have
super
a
good.
solid 3 lines of defense.
Yeah. Their defense is
can't
probably
go
going to honestly, if their goaltenders can figure out what they can do, their defense might actually win them a lot of games this year.
Yeah, for sure.
Of
Well, and it's
course-
going to help out their attendees.
Oh yeah.
Especially, Anderson who's getting up there,
Yeah.
and then, the other Piotr. Just having a strong defense like that. Less shot blockers with Brent Burns. Burns is going to be blocking shots. Orlov gets down, he's going to block shots.
Yeah.
So it's all around, it'll help.
Yeah. I do love the Hurricanes here. They're looking good. That again, they lose Teravainen.
Big also. Teravainen and Gensel.
So yeah.
These are big offensive
And
losses.
and Brady.
Kuzi.
Yeah. So they lose some key guys.
Yeah.
I still think that with their
They sign ones that can kind of help out.
yeah, I think the ones they help will help. The guys they sign will help for sure, and I also think that the guys that are already there, their leaders, they're just gonna keep producing every game.
Yeah.
Like I said, if you look back,
Top
Aho
line.
at 84, he's over a point per game.
Yeah.
I think Jarvis this year he could definitely be a point a game, and same with Martin.
The power play
So-
might rescind some
Yeah,
because you lose Getzel and Teravainen.
yeah,
So that's going to help out.
But-
Because those are power play 1 guys.
yeah.
And so they're going to be on the ice. So
But
now
again-
that they don't have them, they might not have as many opportunities on the power play.
Yeah.
Score.
But again, like when I think of when your PK is number one, your defense alone is then like
And it's only got better.
Yeah.
I mean, as
So-
ranked first,
your
you
PK.
can't really get much better. And
and
they
it's not
only
even-
added
It's
additions.
86%, dude.
Yeah. Like
That's crazy.
yeah.
Like
And then the defensemen and who they've added is I don't know, it'd be better. Are we looking at 88%, 90% for the
So-
upcoming season?
But
I
yeah,
don't know.
I see as your PK is number one. I have to think your defense is going to be top 2 in the league as well.
Should be.
And so
Should
that
hold
to
them into
me
the high.
that doesn't change. That hopefully doesn't change, and that's what wins them games is going to be their defense, and that's what matters. So,
Mhm.
but yeah, Carolina, again,
It's strong still.
I think they're going to be very strong still for sure. The Islanders. This is where kind of me and Bauer kind of are. I don't know.
Differentiated.
Yeah,
We're
he
different here.
decided. Yeah, I like him, and I decided I don't. So they did make the playoffs. They were 15th in the league.
But they had to have a lot of help last year. They had to go on an 8-0 run, and then I can't remember who it was. If it was the Devils, they had to lose. They lost 8 in a row.
Yeah.
They had to go on an 8-game losing streak for basically the Islanders to make that push. But I think with Roy as getting a full season behind them, and with the 2 additions they have, and we'll get into here, I think they could make another push into the playoffs. Not saying cup contenders, but I'm saying they could get into the playoffs.
So we'll see. I'll argue that here in a little bit. So again, 15 overall in the league, 39, 27, 16 for 94 points. Again, they were the second worst team to get into the playoffs, which does not matter because
No.
Panthers a couple years were the last season they destroyed. Oh, they went to the playoffs and lost.
Yeah.
Or the finals and lost. So I'm not saying anything. My Kings have done it before. I'm not saying any of that, but I just for where they're at, and I thought of where they should be, doesn't add up. So, anyways, home record 21-10-10, away 18-17-6. That one needs to be better. Home looks great, but that away is what's going to kill them. Power play is ranked number 19th. PK is ranked dead last. 30 seconds.
That needs to change.
Both of them do. Honestly, to see a team in the playoffs at a 32nd ranked PK,
Yeah.
71%, like that to me is just crazy. We'll probably get into that a little bit here, but yeah, their signees, Anthony DeClaire, they signed for 4 years, $14 million.
Yep. The first line with Horvat and Barzell.
Yep, and
It's gonna help.
Maxim, yeah, you guys,
Siplikov.
whatever.
Yep.
Signed him to a 1-year entry-level
Be a
contract
fun one to watch.
as he came from the Russian League KHL
Yep.
as a 26-year-old.
7 seasons.
A big thing too is Sorokin, their goaltender that played 55 games last year, is still hurt.
Mm-hmm.
He should hopefully be back in a couple months, but looking like they're gonna need Semenon or Maroff or whatever
Yeah.
here. They'll need him to produce here at the beginning of the season. So
Yeah, Sorkin having that upper back surgery in March, and their coach had said, and he's skating right now, but he needs to come back healthy. That's kind of almost what is what makes or breaks them is if it's Sorkin can come back healthy, if he can stay healthy and be the player that he was, and block all the shots that he can with the help of Varlamov, then I think they could easily make the playoff push as a bottom seed team.
yeah.
And then I know they have Kincaid on a PTO, and there's one other attendee they had trying out for the preseason. So we'll see if he can make the team and also help out. Because I don't know, depending on how long Sorokin's out.
Yeah.
Let's see. Because the beginning of the season is going to be biggest for them. They have to have a strong start. Because it's going to be a tight division.
It is. It is going to be a tight division.
You have the Rangers and you have the Hurricanes are more likely going to be 1 and 2 punch.
Yeah.
But then the rest down below it's going to be back and forth.
And I truly believe it's only going to be one other team because I think the other conference is so much stacked.
It is dumb stacked.
Which we'll get into that. Yeah. Back to the Islanders here. Matthew Brazar, like 80 points. What a stud. He's
always
point per game guy. Their top defenseman, Noah Dobson, 70 points, 60 assists last year.
Dishing it.
That is crazy. Brock Nelson, 69 points. Horvat at 68 and Palmieri at 54. Mm-hmm. Those bottom three guys, honestly, it's impressive. They're the older guys.
Yeah, I think Palmieri and Nelson in the 30s. I
think so.
Yeah.
I think all of them are in their 30s. Brock Nelson might be 29, low, but I think Brock Nelson's, other than Matthew Barzal, he's the youngest out of that group.
Yeah.
So that surprised me. And so now
it is an older team.
It is. So let's just get into the lines because you see something there, and I don't. I really don't.
It'd be fun. Watching Slipakov, I watched him last night play against the Devils, and there were some nice flashes. He had made a nice move, got a nice pass for an assist. I don't know. I just see some really good flashes from him, and I think his last year in the KHL, he finally had a breakout season, and he's playing at a higher level with more confidence, which now coming into the North American League, I think is definitely going to help him playing here in the NHL. I don't know. He could see some, I know they had him on the second line, so maybe he could see some time on the second line to help out with Palmieri and Nelson. But I think that first line, Duclair, Horvat, and Barzal, that's a lock. That's locked in.
Well, yes, that's a locked in. I think what you're talking about, I can see probably if that Maxim guy does do good, he could probably fit into that second line. But, and again, honestly, looking at these guys, man, it's not terrible.
No.
But I can't get past the fact that their PK was that bad.
Yeah.
And
no.
Because, again, going back to the Hurricanes, they're number one, and so you think, okay, that's what wins them games.
Yeah. Especially in the playoffs, you take a penalty.
To me, if Patrick can't get them to a better defensive sound game, I don't see them making the playoffs. And that's my thing. And, again, yes, their offense, honestly, they do just the guys I know of.
Yeah.
They're not terrible, but I just can't get them behind them this year. I don't know why. Maybe it's just I haven't watched them enough. I don't hear enough about them, but I'm not thrilled on the Islanders. Me personally think if their first line doesn't show up every game, they ain't gonna win games.
Yeah. No, I can see that. That's a fair argument. I don't know. For some reason, I just have maybe a little bit too much of high expectations for the Islanders and seeing. But I think just because seeing what Roy did last season after coming in after January, leading to a 20-15-4 record, and then making that playoff push, and even though they did have a lot of help, to make it into the playoffs, but still having to go 8-0 and having that small stretch, being able to make and jump into the playoffs, I think that helped, and that's going to help go into this season because it shows that we can do this.
Yeah.
This guy came in, he got us going, we made it. Now next year we have a full off season, and then a full season to get behind him and work with him. We could do this. And so I think with him, at the coach, and then it's the coach and their goalie is their two factors.
Yes. So for me personally, when I saw that Patrick was their coach, I realized I thought they were there the whole season, and I was upset because I'm like, dude, you're telling me one of the best goaltenders to ever play the
and
game.
he did a really good job with Colorado.
Well, yeah, but I'm just saying, like, he came in his first year and he had a 30-second PK. I'm like, you're the best goaltender. You should be able to like sniff out defense like easy.
Yeah.
And so to see that, you told me that he was only there for half the season. Then okay.
Yeah.
Yes, I like
had
Patrick.
A very weak start to the start as well. The
Yeah.
Islanders had a not very good start.
But hey, so did the Edmonton Oilers. They were the worst team last year, and
That's true.
they did good. So
you can't count McDavid out.
I know. So I don't know. Yes, I think Patrick's going to be the one to change the culture, and that's what's going to win them games, and that's that mentality of we got this and being a brotherhood.
Yeah.
That can probably do it, but
this might be the oldest team too. Like, I don't know. I have to look at the average age. I know it's a tough. I don't know. I think I'm my way out there for the Islanders looking up, and I believe I know Matt Martin was on a PTO tryout, and I think is going to come back and make the team.
So that brings in the bottom.
But that's more just veteran presence.
Yeah.
Granted they don't. I mean, there's not really much for rookies on here, but I mean, it's still it helps out as you move on.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I'm not sold. I hope I'm wrong. I would love to see him just freaking make me look silly here, but I just don't see it. I really don't. I don't know why. There must be something on my eyes that I just can't look past.
I mean, I get it because it's not like a flashy team. Like they don't have like a super flashy. I mean, Barzal is there.
Yeah,
is mostly like their biggest flashy guy.
Yeah,
silky hands, but
everyone
now
else,
there's not. It's
everyone else brings. They know their game and they bring their game. And that's what helps. That's going to help them win games. But again,
that's just their it's their identity. That's what the Islanders are.
I just can't get behind it. Not yet. Maybe halfway through.
Yeah, we'll come back halfway through and see.
Again, my biggest thing was you made the playoffs barely. You get in. Now go free agency and get some guys that can really help you out. I don't like just the one guy in Anthony Duclair. I think Duclair's a great player.
Yeah.
I don't think he's a first line guy. I think I could like to see him maybe on the second, third line better. I don't think he's a first line guy. Maybe with those two guys, great. But that just makes me a little bit more upset that they only went after really one guy out of free agency and they didn't do anything else too much. They get Mike Riley on defense, which is good, but other than that, it just makes me upset, I guess.
Yeah, I can see that.
Don't just wait till I get to the Ducks. That even makes me more upset.
The Ducks.
We'll get to that next week. Okay, now to your favorite team, Washington Capitals.
Heck yeah.
Who also made the playoffs.
They shouldn't have, but
they were the league 17th. Playoffs, they were the 16th team. It was we don't even need. Let's just not get to that. That's last year. So Washington with 40, 31, and 11, 91 points. 22, 12, and 7 at home. Awesome.
Yep.
Awesome record.
The OT losses, though.
Yeah.
Too many. We're always going in overtime. I don't know what it is.
This is how it is. Away 18, 19, 4. That definitely needs to get better. That away game, the away games need to be better. PK and power play both at 18.
Even.
Terrible,
but not great.
When you have Ovi.
But he's getting up there.
I don't care. When you have Ovi,
it needs to
put
be
him
more.
in the slot now. I don't care.
Right? Yeah. Just put that big boy in the slot.
He, that needs to be up top 10, dude. For play.
The thing is, Ovi was up in age, and then the loss of Backstrom and Oshie.
Yeah.
For the power play unit for people, for the first one,
even Kuznetsov.
Yeah, and Kuznetsov, that's literally was their power play, and so losing those guys, that's because bringing in Oshie, you had Oshie and Ovi for the power play. You had Oshie sitting in the slot for the most part around that circle, each circle, and then Ovi sat on the wing. It was back, and then Backstrom would just have the puck down low. He'd just go across, down low, and he'd try to look for Oshie, one timer in, or it'd be Ovi, one timer in. And it was a lock in every time. And now that those gone, that's basically set it up, make it work.
Yeah. I love how you said Ovi just sits there. Nah, man, he gets a recliner and he gets popcorn and he
I know. He puts his feet up and everything.
Yeah.
It works so, and it's amazing to me that he can still do that.
Yeah. I'll have you know what your team, man. You take this, man. You go through what you want to go through.
Yeah, I mean, the biggest thing is this year we had a lot of acquisitions. We traded to the Kings for Pierre-Luc Dubois. We get rid of Darcy Kumper, and we send that Tendy off. And it wasn't. I wish we had a better time with him, but I think it was still good term left on good terms, and I hope that he does great with the Kings. I hope he goes back to flashes of what he was in Colorado.
Say that to BLD, buddy.
I'm excited for Pierre. Seeing the interviews, he genuinely is happy. Looks happy. It's a great.
Look, the same thing with.
I know, but there's the locker room presence that the Capitals have. I think is a step above most teams in the NHL because they're everyone's like we're family. I really actually do think like the Caps team is like the way that you watch them. I know the loss of Oshie is kind of sucks because he was a big part of that culture, but I just watching them and being around not being around, but watching them, they enjoy their time together. They actually want to be with together and play with each other. That's why I think they all mesh well. And you don't ever hear of there's never anything that comes out of players going at each other. Bad locker room stuff that happens. So I think I'm excited to see him play. His debut was tonight against Boston, so I'll have to check that out and see how he did. Other than that, though, they also trade for I don't even know Magna Payne. He's from the Flames. We also get Thompson from the goalie Thompson from Vegas. So that's a huge.
I think that
better than Kumper replacement, and I think so personally. And so with Lindgren, Thompson, goalies are locked in.
Yeah.
Easy for the rest of the season. And then we get McMichael. We signed him to an extension for 2 years. He's going to get more playing time this year, and I'm excited to see him bloom into what we hoped to get when we drafted him. Then we get Jacob Churchin. We trade for him and get rid of Nick Jensen. Churchin comes in. That's going to help out on the defensive side a lot.
For defensive offense.
Him and Carlson paired up together are going to be. I'm loving it. I'm in love that watch that pairing. And then we get Matt Roy as well. We signed him 6 years. That's huge for the Kings. So Roy and Pierre-Luc Dubois come in from the Kings. They were both like best friends too. Pierre was talking. They used to play cards together and everything. So that's also why I'm hopeful. Pierre is because he's got somebody he was already with last season, so he's comfortable. He's comfortable coming in already. That's gonna help out. Yeah, Roy's gonna be lined up second line in the defensive pairing, and then Radish coming in for 1 year. He'll be on bottom line grinder. He's a good player, physical player. Vrana with PTO. I think he's gonna make the team. I'm pretty sure he's gonna make the team. Happy to see him back. He was a big help for our playoff and our Stanley Cup. We won Stanley Cup. It was sad to see him go. Hopefully, everything that he dealt with the NHLPA and the substance abuse and all that, hopefully that's all taken care of and it's done, and he's back home, where he can be. And then, Oshie, sad to say, LTIR for the back, which is really going to suck. But it sounds like he wants to come back and play.
Yeah.
He's going to try to, which I'm just like, he's America's hero. He always will be from the shootout winning and the shootouts. Oshie, I would love to have him back, but I think I might want to take a step away. Just family-wise. For family, for health-wise, I don't think it's right. But I would love to have him back if he can be the player he was.
Yeah.
Because this gives an opportunity for these youngsters, for Ivan to come and play, McMichael to get more playing time, Lapierre to come up and play. Like, there's a lot more, and then maybe Andrew Crystal could maybe make an appearance this season.
Again, I think going back to Pierre, it sucked to see him go because of what the Kings had to go through. We'll go through that next week. I am glad he's here. I think, to be honest, who he is, a big guy who can.
He's young. He's not as old as Donnie Wings.
He's like 26 or something.
Yeah.
So he's still developing, but big guy. Offensive guy, and I think when you think of big offensive guys, you think of Ovi and you think of Tom Wilson.
Yeah.
And now he's gonna learn. His body type. He's gonna learn how to play hockey now.
Yeah.
And hopefully those guys can be like, hey man, here we go. Use your body. That's what you got to do. And
good centerman. So I think he's gonna be taking McMichael's spot.
I think so. I think we'll get to that here in a little bit. Again, love your goaltender pickup with Thompson. You're like you said,
might be the best duo in the league.
Yeah,
this upcoming year.
Okay,
maybe.
Don't be too biased. Bring it down just a tad. Anyways, yes, great. I think that's a good lockup for both of them. McMichael seems like he was a rookie last year.
No,
Couple years?
first full season with them.
First full
He was an
season,
NHL
33
player.
points, not too bad. So hopefully that can
No.
get bumped
So I'm
up.
hoping he can make the extension up to 50 points at least
Yep.
this year.
Last thing I'll say was with Oshie. Yeah, long term, he's pretty. You can just say he's done for the year.
Yeah.
But I think they put him on long term, just because of what you can do with long term. His cap space is
Big.
no more.
Yeah.
As of right now. So if he's on that long term all year, don't matter.
Yep.
So whatever it is, 8 million or whatever it is,
9 mil.
So that's nothing. If he goes and he goes practicing and does scrimmages all through his rehab, and he comes back playoff time, don't matter. It doesn't hit the cap space, man.
Yeah.
So he could make an appearance.
It could be one of those.
Say your fourth line guy, the worst one's not doing hot. Put Oshie in. What's gonna hurt? Probably nothing.
Especially if you can get, if they do, my high hopes are they're definitely gonna make the playoffs. You know, for my opinion. Then come playoff time, Oshie would be huge for them. So that just opens up the power play even more. Then.
So that just there's options there.
Yeah.
We haven't heard much about Backus yet.
Backstrom, he's on the LTIR. I think he's probably done.
He's about the same.
That's a hip injury.
Oshie.
That's I don't know.
So get right into the lines.
Yeah.
Actually, I do want to say before we go, Strome, young guy.
Dylan Strome
leading that team.
Yep. That's the first. I can't remember the last
points.
time somebody other than Ovi was their top point getter for the season.
That's crazy.
And that I am happy to see Dylan Strome come in and take over that role.
Yeah, that's
because last year he came on. They had him the year before and he wasn't as strong. They thought, but last year it was like a boom.
Yeah,
confidence. That's what it was. The confidence went up. He was on the first line, and it could be the coaching with Spencer Codberry now because at Lafayette didn't really like to play the younger guys, so that's why I hope for Spencer Codberry as his second year as the head coach now. I think that he's going to incorporate a lot of the younger guys more so now this year because the older guys they're coming out and they're getting their time's coming, and so the Caps they need to get the young guys in and playing because Hershey Bears back-to-back AHL they're Calder Cup champions.
Yeah, you got a lot of
so
rookies.
you've got good ones to bring up and you got to give them some experience in the NHL now.
Yeah,
and that's going to be Merchichenko. He's going to be coming up and he'll be hopefully getting a lot more playing time this year, and then we'll keep Lapierre obviously now and McMichael.
Yeah. So again with Strome, I think overall everyone needs to produce more. 67 points is not gonna get you back into the playoffs.
No. For most teams, that's like the third guy.
Yeah. So good for Strome. I think again he's gonna get more confidence, and I think he's gonna do better. Hopefully, can feed Ovi maybe a little bit more.
And Pierre Dubois.
Yeah.
I'm hoping to PLD. I'm hoping to be up in there.
So, yeah. So hopefully that keeps going. Again, back to they got, some stuff switched around here. I think Pierre and that Thompson or Wilson, I think that's a good pairing. I would like to see that. I love Nick Dowd, fourth line guy.
Yes.
Always do for the LA Kings.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think tell me a little bit about this 88 up there, Andrew. Oh, okay. That's who you guys just signed.
Yep, that's the one from Calgary. He's a middle line guy.
That's why.
I think he'll be interesting. He could produce. He could be a good goal scorer, and he's a sniper. So that could. I don't know. I don't think he won't be on the first line. It'll be Pure. Pierre will be in the second line.
Yeah.
And so I think. I don't know. Milano sometimes sees some first line action up there. McMichael, he might get up there with Ostrom and Ovechkin since Oshie's not here. So it'll be interesting to see who they put in that left slot, the left winger. But I don't know. I'm excited. That's a strong three lines. Prodas is a big boy. Prodas is about the size of like a Rimpey in a way.
I do like
Milano is my Afro man. I'm starting to really like Milano.
Yeah, he was a stud in Anaheim. I don't know why they got rid of him.
And then defensively, we're sound now. We're back to being great. Sandin and with Roy paired up with Sandin, and you bring it to Churchin with Carlson, and then you just have Faravari and Trevor Van Riemsdyk.
Van Riemsdyk's a stud. No matter, so he's a valuable guy.
Mm-hmm.
And yes,
and Faravari is getting more playing time. He's more. Yeah, Faravari's been scoring more too.
Yeah, I think if you go from this division, you guys are definitely top 3 in defense. I think Rangers and Hurricanes beat you guys on your D pairs, But other than that, yeah, you guys are right
Yeah.
up with them.
Yeah.
But I do believe your 1-2 punch with the goalies is number one or number one or two, probably number two. With Igor
Igor's
being number
really
one, it's
good.
yeah,
Yeah.
and Jonathan right behind him. I
Yeah,
like
that's
that
a tough
pair.
tandem.
But man, your guys is 1-2 punch here.
Yeah, if Lincoln can play like he played last year.
I could.
And Thompson and Vegas left on not very good terms.
Yeah.
And so he's going to be looking out to having a really good year. He's going to be wanting to get back.
Yeah, so I think if they do kind of what they did in Boston with Swayman
And Allmark, yeah.
you know, do the 50-50 and kind of just see.
Yeah.
I think Lindgren probably gets a little bit more, but
I think so.
do that, see what happens.
And then I would say that look for that Ivan Miroshchenko or whatever to have. He'll get more incorporated into the lineup. Probably make appearances on that third line and more out through the season. But I think he'll have more NHL experience this year. Hopefully more so than the AHL, but we'll see.
So we'll
see how strong
they have a lot of
preseason,
young guys in the AHL. I don't know if a lot of you guys heard Ryan when he said it, but their AHL has now won back-to-back championships.
Yeah.
They are probably ranked number one again for this year.
Yeah.
They're
ridiculous.
But the thing is, they have so much veterans presence with these guys on this team.
That's why it's almost a
it's
blessing that like I hate to say it was a blessing that Oshie and Backstrom were on LTIR. It gives it's an opportunity for these youngsters.
It does. So yeah, it's gonna be a fun season for the Caps.
Oh, I'm so excited. Like we all are.
Love it. And one that's gonna be questionable is the Pittsburgh Penguins. They did miss the playoffs. They were 19th.
The fallout going to begin.
And they were 19th in the league last year, 38, 32, and 12 for 88 points. They were 23, 14, and 4 at home, 15, 18, and 8 away. Power play somehow sucked at 30. PK was really good at 4. So,
yeah, PK was amazing.
That's awesome. I don't know how their PK is so bad when you get Crosby, Malkin, Carlson, Letang, Rust. Even you had Getzel for 50
a little bit
games. Like, come on, how do you not have a better PP on that one? So, but
coaching.
That could be, but I don't know. I think big thing is honestly to see their PK at 4 with their goalie Jari. They need to figure that out. Does Jari needs to step up? I think people have been saying that.
Yeah, he had an off season last
I think
year.
the last few seasons they've been saying he needs to step up. He needs to be that starter, and they just haven't got that out of him yet.
Why don't you go from Fleury, and then you go to Murray, and those are the Stanley Cup eras, and then all of a sudden just a huge drop off in goalie.
Murray dropped off too after a while.
I know, right after the Cup playoff that next season, it just fell off. Then he gets traded, and then they have Jari and the backup, and then I don't.
So Jake Getzel, he got traded to the Carolina during the season. Then after that, signed a 7-year deal with Tampa Bay Lightning. So good for him. That'll be a fun kid to watch in the Lightning organization. Kevin Hayes got traded to the Blues for a second round.
From the Blues.
Oh, from the Blues. Okay. Kevin Hayes traded
they acquired
from
Kevin
the Blues.
Hayes.
Which great guy. Cody Glass also came over. Pretty much from Nashville.
Yep, for Frasca.
Rudger McGordy.
Yeah, he was drafted, so they signed him to an entry-level contract. He was traded from the Jets for Braden Yeager. He's supposed to be
a stud.
Yeah, from Michigan, I think it was.
Yeah, he's supposed to be a big stud.
So I looked at him as second line.
I
think with
Malkin.
Yeah.
I think he actually was in the preseason last night, and he did just he did fantastic.
Yeah.
So look for him to be a big, maybe he takes Getzel's spot, right, and does.
Maybe he's the reason why Crosby signed the extension.
Crosby again signed 2 years, nice and easy, 17 mil for the 2 years.
Of course, again taking the not such a lucrative deal, taking the easy deal, the team friendly deal to be able to hold. That's what I think. That's what's interesting about them is what I think is they're gonna make a move come trade deadline for a big name, and that's the reason why Crosby signed for another 2 years. 2 years is only left, so I think 2027. Yeah, he'll get 2028 is when his contract is up now.
Something like that, yeah.
And so that's why I'm like, I wonder if he sees something.
I don't know.
If they're gonna make a big move, because 38 years old,
and they're gonna tell him. They're like, hey, this is our deal. We will do this for honestly, you have Crosby and Malkin.
Mhm.
You need to be cup contenders each year
Yeah.
just because of what they've done for
Well,
your.
and with Eric Carlson. You have Carlson
Well,
as well too.
I'm talking about the
I know.
OG guys.
Yeah, I get it.
Yes, Carlson, he deserves a cup. He
Yeah.
does. He's one of those guys that do. But especially just take Crosby alone, what he's done for you guys, he hasn't done anything. He doesn't want to leave.
Mhm.
I think there's a bunch of fans that say, get him off your team so we can see him in the playoffs
Yeah,
and win a
because
Stanley
that's what
Cup
they were
again.
saying. If nothing happens after this, the mid lot maybe look to see him go to a contender
Yeah.
team. But I'm like,
I
I just
just
don't
don't
see
s-
Crosby doing that.
He
I
just
see him
doesn't-
long term
yeah,
only
I don't
Penguins.
see him
Oh,
doing that.
he's
type
just
of
like
thing.
Ovi.
Yeah.
He's gonna retire as Ovi's gonna retire
Yeah.
as a Cap. Crosby's gonna retire as a Penguin.
Yep.
Whole time.
I think if Crosby could even play for another 3 years if he wanted to, he'd be like, I'm done. If you guys don't want me, my career's done.
Yeah, and
I
like,
can see
I
that.
see him taking a coaching role in the organization.
I can see
That
that.
dude,
Jeff Carter did that.
Yeah, he eats, sleeps, breathes hockey.
Yeah.
Like
so.
there's nothing other than hockey for him.
But the big thing, they need to get that power play up 15%. Come on, dude. That's
Yeah, 30th second basically.
that. If that can go up, they're a playoff contender for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, they signed Anthony Belvey. He's looking like he's gonna be with Sidney Crosby and Brian Rust.
Mhm.
Bunting
coming back for another year.
Yeah, Bunting with Malkin and Raquel.
Mhm.
Kevin Hayes played in the center spot, but he's with Lazar Eller, your old Cap guy.
Eller, well, of course, Eller's way better on the face-off.
Yeah. Cody Glass on that one. Dylan O'Connor. Blake Lazat, King guy, signed with them.
Nope.
And Noel Akari. That fourth line is not terrible. Blake Lazat, I will say, he's a little guy that can get into the corner. He's not. He will cause you guys to be on the power play like 100% of the time.
No, yeah.
This
draw
guy
penalties.
can draw penalties like no other.
Mhm.
They also pick up Sebastian Aho for defense from the
Not the goal scorer from
No.
Carolina.
This would be the deep guy from Islanders. Ryan Graves, Chris Letang, like their defense. When you have Letang, your defense is going to be fine.
Yeah. You got Letang and Carlson as the vets on the blue line.
I don't
Be
like.
right.
Other than that, I don't like their. I guess their bottom one. Aho's not terrible.
No. They're another older team.
Yes.
It's
They're very old. Yes.
their
and
average age.
Sorry to say, guys, but yes, they're
Yes.
old. Their big question is going to be the goaltending. Can they step up?
Yeah.
And their defense. I think their offense. I hope their power play can get back to being very good. And if that's the
They
case,
made the addition of Anthony Dolari
so
sliding in.
it's gonna
spot.
be.
We'll see.
It'll be interesting. I'm excited to see him. I really hope. I want to see Crosby just keep going, dude.
Yeah.
Crying
I
out
don't
loud.
know. I have a strong feeling about how they'll have a great season this
Yeah.
year, unfortunately. Unless that's the thing. I don't know. I'm thinking around the trade deadline, they're going to make a big push for a big name.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens there. Going up right next in order, Flyers 21 overall, 38, 33, and 11 with 87 points. 20, 17, and 4 at home, 18, 16, and 7 away. Last in the power play and fourth in the PK. So that's good. I think you can kind of just see if you have a good power play, you're making the playoffs.
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing. You can have a good PK, but if your power play's not there, you ain't making the playoffs. So.
No, because that's your best bet. That's your best chances to capitalize.
Yep. They signed a Michikov.
Michikov, the entry level contract.
Yep,
That's their
that's
big
their
rook. Be
big
excited
guy.
player to watch this year.
Signed
Konecny.
Travis Konecny, 68 points last year. Signed him for an 8-year extension for $70 million.
Mhm.
Also a goaltender for $2 million. Fedorov. And they didn't receive a
Yeah, Carter Hart didn't receive a qualifying offer.
Oh yeah.
So
We
he
don't
is not
even get into
returning, and that's that was
we
from
don't
what?
even get into that.
Yeah, no,
we don't
yeah.
put anything on that.
Yeah.
So yeah, Samuel Arison could be the goaltender. Cal Peterson, he was supposed to be Keen's big promise guy,
But I think they're gonna have Fedotov. Fedotov is
Fedotov.
gonna be their
Yeah,
goaltender
That's
going
probably
forward.
true. Overall, not terrible. Travis, 68 points, great. Next
Yeah.
side, 53. They need more points. That's just the biggest thing. Can these guys?
Well, let's
get
see
more
what
points?
Michkov, how he can do coming into the first year in
Yeah.
the NHL, and see if he can produce like he was doing. And I think he was from the KHL too, or
I think so.
over there. And so we'll see how he does. And I know he's got his teammate is actually Ivan Mershchenko or whatever on the Caps team from the KHL. And so he looked good watching them play the other night. He had a lot of good chances. He couldn't finish, but a lot of good chances up there. Yeah, so I'm excited to see him play. That's one to watch out for on the Flyers.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
Mm.
Again, Sean Couture, not bad. He's getting up there in age. That Meshkov is looking like he's going into that second overall.
Yep.
Second line.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not. I think. I don't know.
It's a Torts coach team.
Yeah.
So I mean, like anything could happen, but
I'm just not thrilled with them. I'm
Not
more
sold
thrilled.
either.
I'm more sold on the Islanders than I am with the Flyers. Again, but I don't know. I don't watch enough of them. Farabee, I know he was doing pretty good.
Yep.
I know
he scored. He had a nice goal.
Yeah, they
on
were
power play. They
preseason's
actually
been
scored
crazy.
on the power play against
Yeah.
the Caps. I will say this, but it was a really nice feed.
So I think they really only have one line, 2 lines. If
I will
that,
say
so.
that Brink and Farabee and Michkov all looked good watching them.
Yeah.
Against the Caps.
So
those three did look good against them. They looked almost mid-season form.
yeah, so maybe that's a line that they want to go with. I don't know, but I don't know any. Jamie Drysdale gonna be a stud of a defensive player.
Yeah.
That's the only guy I know.
Ristolainen, he's an old vet. I remember watching him on the Sabres.
Yeah, same.
And so we'll see Cam York and Sanheim coming back.
I just,
Top defense. I don't know. We'll see if Torts can get.
Yeah.
Who knows? I really don't know. I'm not really sold on them having Toronto. I don't think they're gonna make playoffs.
No, I don't think so either.
just think they're still missing something.
Yeah.
And goalie might be it. Goalie, and then maybe
Yeah.
an addition on the offense, and addition on the defense.
But you never know. They can somehow change stuff around and be crazy. So, this team, this is who I really want to get to because they've done a
so
lot.
Much happened.
And I think they're gonna have the biggest jump out of the whole year.
I don't know. I had them
everyone,
up there, but then I don't know.
I think everyone has the New Jersey Devils going way up
after
there.
Sheldon O'Keefe told them to play like it was Game 7. It didn't really boost my confidence much after him coming from Toronto.
That's true. Anyways, they were 23 overall, 38, 39, 5 or 81 points, 17, 21 and 3 at home, 21, 18 and 2 away, which away is good away. Home needs to be way better.
Yeah.
Power play 13th, PK 10th. Not terrible.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they're better off. Yes, Keefe, new head coach for Maple Leafs. I think that's a big plus for them. They pick up their goaltender, which they were supposed to trade for last year during the playoff or trade deadline, but realized they were kind of out of the playoff. So what was the point, I guess?
Mm-hmm.
But they get Markstrom, their goaltender from the Flames. Awesome for them. They sign a couple defensemen, Dylan and Pisco.
They signed Pesky. He's from Carolina, so he's one of the pairing.
Pesky.
So he's one of the players that the big defenseman that Carolina had lost. So now he goes to the Devils to help them out. Yeah, big move.
Dylan signs a 3-year. Pesky
big
signs a 6-year.
veteran guy.
These two defensemen are gonna be very fun to watch with these guys. Tatar, always a Devil. I feel like 1-year deal for him. Nosen signs a 3-year deal. Paul Cowder gets traded to the Devils.
Yeah, and so then the Devils lose Schmidt. So they lose one of their tendies. They get rid of a couple tendies after bringing in Markstrom,
which is fine.
Yeah,
they're collateral.
They're set on who they're gonna have.
Another defenseman for a 4th-round pick.
Kovacic.
I was just checking. It looks like one of their goaltenders got traded to the Sharks.
Yeah. Vitek, Vanacek.
Yeah.
So he was on the Caps too as well, and he was traded to the Sharks now. The Sharks have him and Askarov.
Yeah. Capo signed with the Jets. Yes. Yeah. And so again,
they lost 3 tendies.
I'm not worried about it.
They almost broke the NHL record for most tendies played in the season, which I think is 7.
Yeah.
And and they had 5.
So,
but they lose.
And it's fine.
Yeah, they lose. And the thing is, I don't know. They brought in Kaapo Kakkonen, and I remember they traded for him.
Yep.
And then the following year they get rid of him because of just poor goaltending. And so you get rid of Kakko, you get rid of Schmid, and you get rid of Vitek. You bring in Markstrom, and then you have Markstrom and Allen as their 2 goalies.
Well, even with Nick O'Dawes
Nick Dawes, I think he's going to be in the AHL.
So never know. Anyways,
Yeah.
and then at the end here, Luke Hughes is out for quite a bit of time. I believe it was his shoulder.
Yeah.
That's 47 points right there. They're gonna have to try to find from a defenseman, and that's probably why they went after these defensemen. They knew about this.
Well, bringing in
But-
Pesky is almost that's a huge pickup.
Yeah. I think the biggest thing is gonna be health wise.
Yeah.
You can see Jack Hughes only played 62 games with 74 points. Dude, he had a 100-point game if he played a whole 82 games.
Yeah, he's 100 per year.
You know, so his
And
year,
Timo
same
Meier.
thing. Meyer, Jasper is the only one that
Right.
played 82 games.
And watching him play, I'm watching his highlight this preseason game the other night. He looks ready.
Yeah.
He looked great, great. And Nico Herscher scored a beautiful goal off of Brat feed.
Yeah.
And I think,
Dude, just look like they look like they look like studs. Timo Meier,
It's
Jack
a young,
Hughes,
it's
Jesper
such a
Bratt.
young team.
Well, with veterans, look at Timo.
Yeah.
Is the veteran on that line.
Yeah.
Tatar, veteran on
Paired
that
up with
line.
Nico's line.
That whole third line's veteran.
Eric Hollis with Stefan
bottom
Nelson
line,
and Palat's all.
Like,
Yeah.
holy crap, man! Like, this
Honor.
is a scary team.
Mhm. Well, and with Dougie Hamilton coming back, he's finally
Dougie,
healthy.
yep.
So Hamilton's back. Ziegenthaler's hopefully taking a bigger role this year with the first line. And then you bring in Brendan Dillon and Brett Pesky. They just literally brought in a second line defenseman.
Dude.
Those two are going to be great. And then their third line, it'll be fine. And the biggest thing is Markstrom. Markstrom
is the key.
Yeah, he needs to be the goalie he was. Like he has to be
100%.
a brick wall back there.
Yeah. Going back to their two defense they picked up, those two defense are literally first line defense.
Yeah, I've watched Brandon. I watched Brandon Dillon. Yeah, I watched Brandon Dillon when he played with the Sharks live with Wild. That is a big boy.
Like they literally have two starting lineups on deep pair. First and second line. That's amazing.
And so if Dougie Hamilton can stay healthy,
yep.
You don't want to lose another Hugh, because there goes your playoff hopes.
Yeah.
And so and can Sheldon Keefe push these guys?
Yep. And
he push?
I think that's a big key too. I think their coach they had last year was not the right fit, and I think this Chief has the record of getting to the playoffs.
Because going from coaching the young Toronto team, like that, when
it's almost the same thing.
And Toronto that's better, but and still that young guys and everything. And he comes here, I think it should be good. And I think I don't know. I am sold, but I'm not sold because it's New Jersey. Because New Jersey I think they had a great start at the beginning of the season last year, and absolutely just nosedive. Yeah. And so I don't know how this season's gonna go. So I mean, once we come to our rankings, it's not gonna look. But we'll talk about that. And how I decided all that. But I am excited to watch them. Nico Herscher's coming back again. Wearing the C. I think he's gonna be great. I'm really excited to see their power play.
Yes.
Their power play is going to be really fun to watch.
Their power play was, again, 13.
It's going to shoot down top 10 this year, for sure.
Has to be.
For sure.
But, again, the biggest factor with these guys are the health. If they can stay healthy, they will be in the playoffs.
Healthy, and Markstrom can be number one.
Yep. It's just the bottom line.
Both tendies are
Allen's a
30.
Good,
I think they're 34s. I don't know. I can't remember if Markstrom's 29 or what, but they're older. They're older.
But they're been in the league. They know what to do.
Yes.
Again, I think they're on everyone's list that's going to be in the playoffs.
It's a sleeper.
It's just, yes. So they can, and I think they will, and I don't see why they couldn't with all the additions they got, and if everyone can stay healthy. With the new coaching, I think.
Yeah, it really sucks. Imagine Luke Hughes in there.
Dude. Put him on the third line, dude.
I mean,
whatever you do, like, my gosh,
because you probably could move. What I would do is I'd probably move Siegenthaler down to the second with Pesky, and then put Dillon on the third and put Luke on the first.
Like, you could
still
do
that
so
isn't.
much.
Oh my gosh, that's a scary defenseman.
So we'll see what happens. Devils just gotta watch out for them, man. They're gonna be that team where people are like, they were so bad. Nah, they're gonna be very good. I think this year. I think everyone's with there. Hopefully, people aren't juicing them up so good that they do worse than them.
The biggest thing with this division is the beginning of the season.
Yeah.
That's where it's gonna make and break if you're gonna make playoffs.
Yeah. So we'll get to the Columbus Blue Jackets.
Last but not least.
Yep. 29 overall last year, 27, 43, and 12, 66 points. 17, 19, 5 at home, 10, 24, and 7 away. PK 26, power play 31st. We could get into it, man. Yes, they get a new coach. They sign a lot of guys, but man, you lose Johnny Hockey.
Yeah, that's a loss you can't
Like
replace. That's a huge, heavy, heartfelt loss.
Like I hope they can just be like, we're playing this freaking season for Johnny, and that's all that matters, and they just go balls to the wall.
Yeah.
But man, dude, when you lose Johnny, like I feel like nothing else really matters. And even we're gonna go straight to the lines. Sean Monahan is Johnny's one of his best friends.
Yep. Played with him in Calgary.
He came here for him because he's like, dude, my time's about done. I want to come play with you.
Yep.
And then this happens, and it's just
gut wrenching.
It sucks, man.
Horrible. Yeah.
When you had a goaltender a couple years ago that passed away, and now you're the guy that wanted to be a Columbus Blue Jacket for his end of his career.
Yeah.
Like, it's just terrible. Like, they got young guys that are great and that are coming up that aren't gonna they can't jump into his shoes.
No, you can't replace Phil's shoes like that.
So yeah,
it's such a heavy loss.
It is. It
especially
sucks.
Right
that
now.
Leadership, everything, just the personality he was, and that's what sucks. That's what Columbus is going to be probably talked about most.
Yeah.
The whole year is how if they had Johnny Hockey, it'd be a different team. But
yeah.
I still, even with Johnny Hockey, I didn't see them going to the playoffs. But I think that mentality, hopefully, of like we're playing this one for Johnny,
it gives them a push.
Is what they need. Just like how Boston was a good team during the Boston Marathon when that happened, but that push really got them to go with Boston strong and whatnot. But,
yeah, you'd hope to have that positive effect and not a negative effect of where they just don't feel like playing at all.
Yeah,
you don't want that because we all know Johnny wouldn't want that.
No,
he wants them to go out there and play.
Yeah, so that's a tough loss. Again, I don't think they got Adam Fantilli that's supposed to be a stud and
Marchenko.
So and they picked up James Van Riemsdyk, which is a good veteran presence.
Yes,
I think yes, it looks great.
And they get Jordan Harris from that trade.
Yep.
With Lane.
But yeah, it's just I hope they can play for Johnny and have a good season for Johnny's sake, and that's kind of all I got for Columbus.
Yeah, there's not much other than that. That's basically the biggest thing.
Yeah,
with Columbus.
Which sucks.
Yeah, it really does.
We do. We hope family's doing a little bit better. I know they were there for a wedding and ended up getting hit by a drunk driver, him and his brother on bicycles. So it was just a sad story.
That unfortunate events.
But it kind of like sucks to get off of that and be like, yeah. We'll get to our picks for this.
Yeah, we'll just go right into our picks.
Yeah, we'll go right to our picks here. I'll just go with me right away. Yeah, I got the Rangers still being number 1. Yeah. Hurricanes number 2. The Caps and Devils. That's what's gonna be tough.
We have no difference in ours other than it's the Islanders for me.
Yeah, the Islanders.
I just have a stronger feeling that the Islanders have a better chance than the Devils, but I don't. But we'll see. Just because how the Devils were last year, they had. I mean, the injuries definitely hurt, but now we obviously talk about the strong pickup on the defensive pairings because they lose Luke Hughes, who they got is just about better. I know I still feel like the Islanders can make the push more. So then, just based off of the Devils are still young.
They're young, so I think the coach can handle the young guys, and that's why I think they're going to be number 4. In fact, if they stay healthy, I could see them being number 3. Yeah. But again, I do believe the top 3 in this division is only going to make the playoffs. You'll see in our Eastern Conference picks. The other conference, the Atlantic Division, is no question.
There's probably 6 teams that could easily make it.
Exactly.
And that's out of 8 spots.
Exactly. So as you guys tell, we're pretty much on the same page except with the Devils, Islanders, they could be flip-flop.
Yeah.
And to be honest, I think the 3 through 5, maybe put Penguins in there, maybe. I don't see the Penguins making it, but I could see them getting up there. But the 3 through 5, they could be switched out. I'd be happy to say that.
Yeah.
Now to our conference picks, which are kind of the same, kind of not. same if you
Flip and flop
flip.
here and there.
So as you can tell, I still think the Rangers will win it. Bauer believes the Panthers will.
Yeah.
We have the Leafs at number 2, and then I have Panthers. Ryan has Rangers. So that's the only real difference right there. Other than that, our top 8 are pretty much the same, except for the bottom with the Bruins and Red Wings.
I flip flop.
He flipped those, and then we kind of agreed upon that our 9 through 12 could just be flip flop.
Yeah,
anywhere.
you almost, to me, honestly, I'm hesitant of putting the Sabres even above the Penguins.
Yeah.
If you looking at the Sabres on paper, you're like, how the hell is this team not in a middle lineup here, or even maybe in contention for a wild card spot?
Yeah.
Like, they're a strong team to look at, but the Canadians, I'm thinking are going to make a huge jump this year. That's my biggest team to make the biggest jump from where they were last season. Is the Canadians, because I mean, I get it. All they did was they basically just added Laine.
But Lonnie's been looking hot right now.
Oh yeah, and he paired up with Caulfield, Suzuki, like those guys. It's a great young team.
Yeah.
Lonnie's he's only 26. Yep. Like, he's still young. He's not like he's old.
Yeah, no.
And he said he wants to be
40 score.
Yeah.
Yep, 40 score.
And so with that confidence.
Yeah.
Whew, watch out.
I honestly I think if you take our probably 7th, 8th, and then probably, to me personally, if you take the Boston Bruins, the Red Wings, the Canadians, and the Devils, and then the Islanders, I guess you could probably put any of those guys. I'm still throwing Islanders out, but I think those, if you put Bruins, Red Wings, and the Canadians and the Devils, those 4 teams, I think those 4 are going to be the ones to be the final spot in the wild card.
You're probably going to be in back and forth throughout the whole season for changing ranks.
So I'm excited to see how well we did.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. The Red Wings will be one to watch out for because a lot of the moves that they made and getting rid of Gostisbehere.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm excited to see Tarasenko and Kane play together.
Yeah.
That's something I never would have thought of back in the day, having them being one, Tarasenko on the Blues and Kane in Chicago.
Yeah. So, but other than that, guys, that is our picks. We're excited to get the Eastern Conference done with that. And now we'll next week we'll go into we'll probably do Pacific, because I think we want to save Central, because I think Central is going to be Central's always a tough division.
Yeah, and we're in the Central.
So,
so like it would make sense to go last.
So we're going to do Pacific next week. But
Kings division next week.
Yeah, my good old bias.
You get to talk about them.
So we're gonna jump into our beer league clip of the week.
Yeah, this be a good one. This is on what not to do.
Yes. So
ever, if you this should never cross your mind ever. But it's hilarious when you get to watch it.
We'll play it here, and then we will talk about how stupid it actually is. So enjoy.
Even broken stick,
That's like
no one's throwing hands.
Number 7's like, we're doing. Wait, that's
my favorite. When you watch the background characters in the background, they're like all just like, some of them just don't, like one guy on the bench, it just hilarious. He's just sitting there just looking over like, are we seriously doing this?
Yeah, so
like, really?
This is a bit, I honestly thought, I'm like, dude, these guys never played hockey before, because you don't do this.
Never.
Like, this is like rule number 1.
You go to jail for doing this. Yes. Seriously, like you will go to jail.
So we don't know what happened.
No, I don't know what led up to this. I found this clip.
Yeah.
And I will say that everybody that was involved was I don't know if permanently, but I know they were banned from this rink.
So I don't know what happened. Ref's talking to the guy. Apparently this number 7 in the black or whatever, 7-1, talking to the ref. I don't know if he did something, someone else did something.
Something was said.
But something's going on. Something apparently happened, because in the background, the guys in the black are like, oh, there's something going down, and he's starting to skate. So I don't even know who swings. Oh, some other
Yeah.
guy. So this pansy
The
over
guy who's
here.
the team wearing the Tropic Thunder's jersey.
Yeah, gee. So he throws a stick, and then that. So this guy never played hockey. White cage at men's league. Yeah, you're not a hockey player, dude. Come on, grow up. But I don't know, dude. Just so stupid. But then then it just gets chaotic.
Oh, it goes 0 to 100 real quick.
Then something else happens.
He's getting his get back.
Yeah,
something off
here.
screen. Yeah.
And from here, it's just like, okay, now I'm just gonna tomahawk, and then
it's just whack-a-mole, just
like,
whacking.
This guy 7 here is just bam,
breaks his stick. Boom. He's hitting.
Like holy, and then this guy in the back in the white cage again comes back and
the refs are just letting it go. If you notice, the refs they have no idea what to do.
Refs step in, you're probably getting cut open.
You're getting smacked in the face. Yeah.
Like holy cow. I love how everybody else,
like these guys back there, they're like, they're probably having a laugh. Like,
oh gosh,
what the heck's going on?
This Tropic Thunder team is gaining up on everybody, and the black team is leaving. Like if you look, I think it shows over here, the black team's out of here.
That guy's just chilling, helmet up already. He's like, are we going? So we're not going to the bars after this, or?
Yeah. So just like, come on, dude, and they're just letting this guy apparently fight really hard right at the edge there.
Yeah.
But
just mayhem.
It looks like to me the score is 7-1. So someone got
could be a factor
out.
into it. Yeah.
But just one more time through, I just
just
so stupid, man. Like you just don't do this. You don't use your stick as a weapon. I don't care if you want to punch and fight.
Do it in the parking lot, or like not just somewhere else, not in the ring.
Like, it just doesn't make sense.
Look at we're chopping trees, peoples. It is great.
Dude, this thing I want trying to kill that.
I'm curious if any charges were filed. I didn't find anything, but I remember reading that they were all banned, so they are not seen in that rink anymore. Probably should be permanently, I would think so, because it's pretty intense.
Yeah, that beer league was definitely something.
It's not one I wouldn't really want to play in.
Yeah, don't do that. If you're playing men's league, beer league, whatever, don't be idiots.
Just leave.
Dude, you're not getting scouted. Okay, you're there to have fun, drink some beers. From where we're from, I think honestly where we're from, it's a little bit different.
Yeah.
Compared to even Sioux Falls and I grew up playing with these guys that I'm playing with, or
we know them. Yeah, we know everybody.
Yeah, you ain't being stupid.
Yeah.
There has been guys that come from here for college or whatever. Those guys are kind of stupid.
Yeah.
But men's league and beer league, you're there to just pass the puck, have some fun, shoot some shots,
skate on the ice, man. Just how we all want to be. Whenever you hit the ice, it's a different atmosphere. You're in a different world.
You're not there to frickin' chop wood.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gosh, get that through your.
Yeah. If you want to do that, go be a lumberjack. There's jobs for that.
There's freaking trees outside my house. Come over and cut that off.
You can get paid to do that.
Jeez.
You're not getting paid in beer league.
It's so sad. If this was 11 o'clock game, okay, maybe I understand a little bit. If that's what they say, I don't have that problem here. We have 8:30 to 9:30, and that's it, baby. You come play.
It's not that late.
But man, dude, that's so sad. I was honestly talking about beer league and seeing all these videos. I would love to just go to California, all these big areas, and be like, oh, I'm terrible. I'm a C league or a D or whatever. And just steamroll all these.
I know
people.
They have all these leagues. I seen that. There's like a D league, and I was watching them play, and I was like, ooh, that's. I'm not gonna brag, but I could probably do better backwards.
Dude, there's a league on YouTube. I'm not sure where it's called now, but they commentate beer league, and these beer leagues. Huh?
I would love that.
And they commentate the beer league, and these guys have never played hockey before. You can tell.
Yeah,
if you played hockey, you can skate.
Yeah. If your ankles are bending and touching the ice,
So it was freaking hilarious watching it. They commented they'll shoot the puck super wide. You'd be like, oh, really had a hold of that one, or something. They just make fun of them, and it's hilarious. So, but yeah. So anyways, guys, thank you for showing up to our second episode.
Yep.
Eastern Conference Eastern Conference episodes are done with.
Yep. Moving on to the West.
Moving on to the West, warm-ish coast.
Yeah.
We're super excited to start that next week. Like I said, we're gonna start with Pacific Division. Go, Kings, go! Is what we like to say. Actually, I think they play tomorrow night against Vegas preseason, anyways. But no big deal. But yeah, anyways, guys, thank you for stopping by. We will see you guys next week. And
Tuesdays now.
Tuesdays, I know we started Mondays. I said let's switch. Well, we both agree let's switch it. Monday Night Football.
Yeah.
That's not fair for us. So
no, and you guys too, because we want you guys to be able to watch that and watch us. So it makes it easier. It doesn't affect us.
So we said let's switch it quick. We started right away. Might as well just switch it. So we will see you guys next Tuesday, 8:00 again. We're super thrilled. Make sure you follow us on TikTok, Instagram, here on YouTube, and on Twitter. Our clips will be going out here starting tomorrow morning. We're going to be doing 2 clips, one at 12 and I think one at like 8 at night. So be looking out for those, letting us know what you guys think. And I think other than that, we will see you guys